Good morning, and welcome to another First Five. I have a question. Have you ever been tempted? Have you ever been tempted to do anything? Maybe there's one more cookie in the cookie jar and you know it's been saving for someone else, but you're just so tempted to eat it yourself. Maybe you're asked a question and you're tempted to tell a lie because the truth makes you look bad. In reality, we've all been tempted in one way or another. In Matthew chapter 4, we see yet another example of Jesus' humanity in the fact that Jesus was tempted too. Jesus went through temptation directly from the devil himself. And so we're going to read the story in chapter 4 because it's really important to us as believers to understand the proper way to respond to temptation. So it starts in verse 1 of chapter 4 of the book of Matthew. It says, "Then Jesus was led by the Spirit into the desert to be tempted by the devil. After fasting 40 days and 40 nights, he was hungry. The tempter came to him and said, 'If you are the Son of God, tell these stones to become bread.' Jesus answered, 'It is written, man does not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God.' Then the devil took him to the holy city and had him stand on the highest point of the temple. 'If you are the Son of God,' he said, 'throw yourself down, for it is written, he will command his angels concerning you, and they will lift you up in their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone.' Jesus answered him, 'It is also written, do not put the Lord your God to the test.' Again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their splendor. 'All this I will give you,' he said, 'if you bow down and worship me.' Jesus said to him, 'Away from me, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him only.' Then the devil left him, and angels came and attended him." I think this is a story that is of utmost importance to the faith of one who follows Jesus. And here's why. Because the reality of life is that we will always find temptation. There will always be something to be tempted to do. There's always sin knocking on your door, asking you to come just a little bit closer. But Jesus, being as human as all of us, even though he's also fully God, he experiences temptation and shows us the right way to deal with temptation. Something to notice in this story is that every time Jesus responds to Satan, he says, "It is written." The reason this is important is because Jesus is not depending upon his own strength to fight temptation. He's depending on truth. He's depending on the word of God. For the opposite of temptation, for us, is truth. The response to temptation is truth. So as you go throughout your life and you see all of these things that you think are going to be important, you think are good for you, you think will feel good, you think are right, but you know deep down that they're temptations and they're wrong. You know the truth deep down. Your response to temptation is the truth. It's, "No, I won't do that because I love God above all other things. No, I won't fall into that because God will take care of me." We can say no to temptation when we begin to hide the truth of God in our hearts, which is why we encourage people to spend time in the Word of God and in prayer so that we can align our hearts with the truth. So as you go throughout life and you find temptation, remember, our response to temptation is to remind ourselves, and maybe the tempter as well, of the truth. And that is the Word of God, that he loves us and he takes care of us and we don't need anything else. Have a great day.